So I got asked a question today, and it was a pretty good question, so I thought I'd make a video out of it. So let's say we have some one-way hash function, right? Where every unique input is mapped to a unique output, and this one-way hash function is such that it's very easy to perform the hash function this way, but next to impossible to reverse the original input based purely on the output, right? And so the particular question was, let's take a secret value such as a configuration file, give that as our input, and then we'll be given a checksum for our output. And because we cannot reverse the original input based purely on the output, then the secret value that we put in, well, it would be safe to disseminate the output through unsecured channels because it would no longer be secret. And that's true, and that's fine, so long as the range of input is infinite. Because the probability of me guessing your input at random is going to be 1 over n, where n is the range of all possible input. And so if that is infinity, right, well, then that's going to go to 0. And that's good, because you don't want me to be able to randomly guess your secret. However, there are very few instances where the true range of input is going to be infinite. And let's say with the configuration file example, let's say the configuration file changes by an IP address, an IPv4 address, right? Well, there's roughly about 4e to the 9, or about 4 billion IPv4 addresses. So then the probability of me being able to guess that IP address is 1 over n, or 1 over 4e to the 9. And that's not a large number, mind you, but it is a number that isn't 0. And so that means it's guessable. And if we can't take the input, we can't derive the input from the output, we can derive what the input was not based on the output. All I have to do is check an IP address through the input and see if it is the output. And if it's not, then we just move on to the next IP address. And if the range is truly infinite, well, then it would take me an infinite amount of time to do that. But if the range is finite, then the amount of time required to perform this is going to be finite. It might be large, but it will be finite. And with the speed of modern computational hardware, we could perform roughly about, I would say, 10 megahashes per second. We'll just make it easy numbers, right? And probably you could get higher. So if we can perform 10 megahashes per second, and we only have about 4 billion possible outcomes, well, then it's only 4e to the 9 divided by 10 megahashes, or 400 seconds. And that is fairly quick. And so I urge you, if you're using a one-way hash function to secure a secret, please make sure that secret is truly of infinite range. And if it is not, then treat your output with the same regard as you would have treated your secret input.